We were hearing Norman and the updates as for this week. We know that last weekend Islamabad held 21 hours of straight direct talks in which some of these issues that keep on arising is the enrichment of uranium to create nuclear weapons, and the US position always dictates that Iran shall not have a nuclear weapon, even though there was a debate regarding how long they will not continue to enrich uranium. However, I want to discuss with you regarding the movement of Prime Minister of Pakistan Shahbaz Sharif. He is set to visit Qatar, Saudi Arabia as well as Turkey. These nations, if not directly involved, they had to face the attack and the strikes of Iran, especially the American assets in their region. And to be fair, their common citizens were not ready to see such a scale of attack in the last 4 or 5 weeks. Your observations as you see them coming.
Thank you. Yeah, you said the Islamabad negotiation, which I think the J.D. Vance, when he returned, he said, yeah, it doesn't come out successful because uncompromised situation, particularly because U.S. demanding of complete halt of Iran enrichment was like it's unacceptable for any sovereign nation because they wanted to peaceful use of those nuclear enrichment. Even though they are not producing the bombs. On the other hand, I have heard that they are asking for 20 years of freezing of European enrichment. And another opinion came from Iran is like they can submit their European enrichment to Russian commandment. So 5 years they can put the European enrichment project halt, and they can deposit the existing uranium they have to the Russian custody, but which is it could be a little bit win-win situation. US has to also give some. They have to compromise something as well, and Iran is ready to they're depositing their uranium to the Russian custody is a good proposal of peaceful negotiation of this. Peaceful settlement of this war. I think that is a positive intention, but I don't know what is blocking this war. Particularly is the Netanyahu, who is, I think that we have heard that when Netanyahu called J.D. Vance in the middle of the negotiation, J.D. Vance immediately stopped that negotiation and he returned to USA. So I think all is happening again and again, although their good intention is coming from USA and also Iran, but someone who is actually meddling the water, none other than Israel and Netanyahu, I think. Yeah.
The last stage of this very issue I just picked out would be food scarcity. Absolutely. Or the food security to a certain degree. I want to get a version from your views, Professor Rashid. How do you see this?
Yes, absolutely. I know. The urea production. Urea is very important for food production. So I think this reduce reduce transportation and reduce the continuous blockade of fleet from the through Hormuz channel. I think will definitely increase those reduce those supply, and definitely not only the countries in Europe, USA, but also countries in Asia and Africa would tremendously suffer because of the less availability of those urea fertilizer. I think that going to harm the food production, I think, and we will definitely suffer from food security threat. So which is would be severe. So this war in the global heart, the Middle East is the heart of the global center. So something happening and and inaccessible of this Hormuz channel is a vital effect. You cannot underestimate the effect. Whatever you I think the Donald Trump recent decision of blockading the channel after is further madness. I think even though Iran is willing to release some naval fleets through some importing some condition and some mobility we have been found in the middle, but the secondary blockade by the Donald Trump is further, I think, will gonna be harming that mobility, and that gonna be reduce the supply of oil, fertilizer, gases, whatever necessary for the human consumption. And secondly, the Donald Trump and J.D. Vance was they visiting the churches, and they're saying, okay, we have reduced number of funding for the Medicare bill, medical insurance bill, because we are in war. What does it mean? So we are seeing that they are diverting those resources to these distracting forces of war, rather than they have been the issues of Medicare, the issues of schooling, the issues of social support needs of the US citizens also under stake. So it's not only the Iranian people is suffering, but the US citizenry is suffering, global population of the Asia and Africa, all of them are suffering in terms of less availability of their energy resources, higher inflation, less availability of the food supply, less ability of the fertilizer supply, and that gonna be increase our food prices, and also I mean less production, because you need to supply for the increased production. But if you do not get those, I think there will be a huge chain of reaction we're gonna see in the next couple of months, I think.